Good morning, and thank you for being here in this early moment of the day. This is the time you give to yourself, a moment for your heart to settle, for your breath to soften, and for a new light to find its way inside you. Each morning is like a door that opens, and what you choose to carry as you step through that door will color your entire day. And it is beautiful that you choose peace. There are mornings when we wake up with a little heaviness somewhere inside, not exactly sadness, but something that keeps us from feeling fully steady. Sometimes it is a thought left over from yesterday. Sometimes it is a small worry about work. Sometimes it is simply the feeling that we need a bit more time to reconnect with ourselves, and all of that is completely normal. Life does not ask you to be strong the moment you open your eyes. It only asks you to be present. Morning is the moment when the mind is most easily shaped. It is like a blank page where you can gently write what you want. If you write peace, your day will have many chances to stay peaceful. If you write light, your heart will have room for brighter feelings. Morning is when the smallest choices can create the biggest changes. And right now, you are making that choice. You do not need to be perfect to begin a new day. You only need to be honest with your feelings. Just slow down a little. Greet yourself with gentleness. When you spend the first minutes of the day caring for your mind, you give yourself a soft but steady layer of protection. You tell yourself that you deserve a kind day. This morning I want you to hear these words, as if they are touching a quiet place inside you. No need to understand, no need to arrange, no need to analyze. Just let them enter you gently. Let your day begin from this calm, from this presence, from your small but powerful decision to give yourself a brighter morning. You are here, you are beginning again, and this morning belongs to you. Now, before we go deeper into the energy of this morning, I want you to take a few breaths to let your mind return to a lighter place. You do not need to change your posture. You do not need to try to do anything special. Just allow yourself to be here in this moment with your own breath. Try inhaling slowly through your nose, as if you are bringing an entirely new morning into your body. Hold it for a brief beat, then exhale softly, as if you are letting go of any remaining tension from yesterday. Let's do it again. Inhale gently, hold for a moment, and exhale slowly. One last time. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Let your shoulders drop, let your chest open, let your mind soften. Morning is the moment when our thoughts are like still water. Even a small emotion can create a ripple. There are days when you wake up and everything feels a little more tangled than usual. Not because you are weak. Your mind is simply carrying small fragments from yesterday, an unresolved worry, a conversation that kept you thinking, or a plan that made you hesitate. These things cling quietly to the mind like a thin layer of dust we hardly notice. And morning is the best time to gently wipe that dust away by returning to your breath. Each of us has a small battle inside, not the dramatic kind found in movies or exaggerated stories, but the everyday kind, the battle between confidence and doubt, between peace and worry, between determination and fatigue, between clarity and old habits that pull you down. These quiet battles can make you feel like you are not ready for a new day. But the truth is, you carry more strength than you think. You just need a few breaths to touch it again. And right in this moment, you are doing that. You are coming back to yourself. You are loosening the hands that have been holding on to unresolved things. You are stepping out of reaction and into presence. This is how you protect your mind in the first hours of the day. When you begin with your breath, every thought that follows becomes lighter. This morning, I want to ask you a gentle but important question for your journey. Right now, What emotion in your heart is asking you to pause and breathe a little deeper? You do not need to write it down. Just be honest with yourself. Simply name it in your mind. When you name it, you take back your power. You are no longer being pulled by the emotion. You are choosing to stand still, observe, and decide. Thank you for taking this time to breathe with me. Thank you for being gentle with yourself. Thank you for allowing this morning to become a safe space where your inner world can rest and reset. Now that your mind has softened, we will move to the next part, the part that touches the reality of the morning, where you learn to stand steadier in your own everyday life. Morning always carries a very special feeling. It is not too loud and not too rushed. It feels like a moment when life gently opens, giving you a chance to see things more clearly before the pace of the day pulls you along. But there are also mornings when you do not step into the day with complete readiness. Sometimes you open your eyes and feel that today might be a busy day. Sometimes you sense a bit of pressure waiting ahead. Sometimes it is just a vague feeling that your mind is not fully steady yet. These feelings are not signs of weakness. They are simply signs that you are being honest with yourself, because everyone has days when the heart wavers a little. Everyone has moments when they need an extra point of support to begin. And the beautiful thing about morning is that it allows you to adjust your rhythm before you step out and face the world. In the life of every adult, there are always challenge days, days when emotions or unexpected situations ask you to be stronger than usual. Not in a dramatic fighting way, but in the quiet way of keeping calm in things you cannot fully control. It might be a message that makes you rethink your plans. It might be an important meeting you prepared for but still feel nervous about. It might be a difficult conversation you can no longer postpone. Or sometimes it is simply a heaviness in your chest that you cannot name. These things often appear without warning. And it is that suddenness that makes us lose balance. That is why morning matters so much. You cannot wait until difficulty arrives to try to stand steady. You prepare beforehand. You nourish your heart with gentle things before you enter the busy hours. You build a quiet inner space so that when life shakes, you still have something to hold on to. This morning can be that kind of opportunity. A moment for you to look at yourself and ask, what energy am I carrying into this new day? This question is not meant to pressure you into being positive. It simply reminds you that you have the right to choose how you enter your day. You have the right to choose what you allow your mind to touch first. And what you choose in these first minutes often shapes everything that follows. If your mind feels tangled this morning, that is completely fine. Just acknowledge it gently, without judgment, without fear. When you look directly at your feelings, they begin to soften. When you name them, they begin to ease. You are not here to run away from anything. You are here to stand steadier with yourself. And sometimes, standing steady is not about being strong. Standing steady simply means not abandoning yourself when you are wavering. Let the rest of this morning become your support. A small support, but enough to help you feel that you are gently taking charge of your day. Morning always carries the chance for you to rewrite something inside your mind. Like a fresh page just turned, with no ink on it yet, with no noise rushing in. And in this gentle and pure moment, I want to plant in you a thought that is soft, but deep enough to stay with you through the day. That thought is this. Today, you do not need to be perfect. You only need to stand steady within your own heart. Sometimes we begin the day with a list of things we must do. We place silent expectations on our shoulders. We try to be polished, responsible, strong, alert, even trying not to show any sign of tiredness. But the truth is, no one can be perfect all day, and you do not need to be either. The world does not need a perfect version of you. The world only needs a true you. a you who listens to yourself, a you who knows when to slow down. In life's lessons, standing steady does not mean never wavering. Standing steady is feeling the wavering but choosing not to abandon yourself. Standing steady is when negative thoughts pull you down but you choose to return to your breath, to what brings you peace. Standing steady is not letting the noise outside invade your inner space. You may walk into a busy day. You may face something unexpected. You may have a difficult conversation ahead. But as long as you keep one small, bright corner inside you, you will have enough strength to go through anything. That bright corner is the belief that you matter, that you are trying, that you deserve love, and that you have the right to protect your peace. If there is one thing you can carry today, let it be kindness toward yourself. Be gentler with yourself. Do not blame yourself for feeling tired. Do not push too hard when your mind needs rest. Sometimes all you need is to pause and whisper, "I am doing the best I can." That sentence can be more powerful than any big encouragement. This morning, take a few seconds to name the thing that makes you most vulnerable. It might be work pressure. It might be financial worry. It might be the feeling of not being enough. It might be the fear of not doing well. Whatever it is, the moment you recognize it, you reclaim part of your strength. And if you are listening to these words, I invite you to leave a gentle comment. "I am ready to change." Or simply the number one. It is not magic. It is just a small gesture to acknowledge that you are here in this journey, that you are choosing to care for your mind each morning. I am grateful for your presence, and I see your effort, even the smallest one. Let this beautiful thought follow you through today as a soft reminder. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to stand steady within yourself. Morning is always the time when the mind receives things most easily. It feels like a very clean space where anything you think about first can expand and influence your entire day. So, I want to share with you a simple and gentle mind rule, and if you apply it every morning, you will feel a clear shift inside yourself. The rule is this: what you choose to believe in the morning will shape your inner strength for the whole day. We often think inner strength comes from big things, but in truth, it comes from very small choices made in the first hour of the day. What you choose to think, what you choose to hear, what you choose to believe, all of it becomes the emotional foundation for the rest of your day. These morning choices are like pieces of armor that protect you. Each mindful choice adds a layer of protection for your mind. Each unintentional choice leaves a small opening that makes you easier to shake. The morning mind is like a blank page. It does not resist or argue or defend. It receives whatever you place on it. So if you place worry on it, your whole day will be sensitive to things that go wrong. If you place doubt on it, your day will feel less confident. But if you place a bright thought, a peaceful reminder, a small belief in your own ability, everything you face after that becomes lighter. This is your mind armor, not the armor for fighting, but the armor of awareness. Truth helps you stay steady. Presence helps you stay centered. Kindness helps you soften toward yourself. Trust helps you keep your direction clear. When one of these is missing, your mind reveals a small opening. And even the smallest opening is enough for you to feel more tired than usual. Negative thoughts do not need a big door to enter. They only need a tiny crack. So protecting your mind in the early morning is the way you strengthen your emotional stability. Think of it like a light jacket you wear when stepping outside on a cool day. You do not wear it because you fear the cold. You wear it because you know the weather can change. Your mind is the same. You do not protect it because you are weak. You protect it because you deserve peace. This morning, choose one small belief to carry with you. Just one. It can be, "I am calm enough for today," or "I am doing my best," or "I deserve a gentle day." one small but sincere belief, and you will feel how it becomes a point of support when life begins to test you. Keep this mind rule with you today as a soft reminder. What you choose to believe right now is the gift you give to yourself. Now that your mind is clearer and more steady, I want to invite you to take a very small action. Just one action, simple enough that you can do it right where you are, with no preparation at all. But if you keep it every morning, it will grow into a habit that brings you deep peace. That action is this. Place your hand on your chest, look into a mirror, or simply into the space in front of you, and softly say, I am protected, I am safe, I am enough. You do not need to say it loudly. You also do not need to feel it immediately. This is not a magic phrase. It is simply a gentle signal you send to your mind to remind it that you are here for yourself. When you place your hand on your chest, your body naturally receives a message of safety. The chest area holds many emotions, and each time you touch it with awareness, you let your mind know that it is not alone. It is a soft way to return to yourself, especially on mornings when you feel a little fragile. If you have a mirror nearby, look into your eyes for 1 second. Just 1 second. Look not to judge, but to recognize the person looking back at you. A person who is trying, who is moving forward, who has walked through difficult days, and who still chooses to show up here to become better. That alone is already a great effort. You can also write a short sentence on a piece of paper and keep it in your pocket, your wallet, or near your desk. Something like I am calm enough for today, or I deserve a gentle day. It will be a small reminder, and when you need it, it will become a support. Because sometimes, in the busyness of the day, we forget how peacefully we started our morning. That little note brings you back. This action is not meant to make you strong instantly. It only helps you stand a little steadier. And sometimes a little steadier is enough to make a real difference when the day begins to challenge you. And now, I want to ask you a question so you can connect more deeply with yourself. This morning, what do you want to carry with you to protect your peace for the whole day? It might be patience. It might be kindness. It might be a small reminder, or simply the feeling of breathing a little deeper. Answer this question in the gentlest way. You can answer in your mind, or if you wish, you can share it in the comments. I am grateful for your presence, and I thank you for taking the time to care for your mind this morning. You deserve this softness. Now that you have a small action to carry into your day, we will move into the next part, where you will be lifted by a gentle, warm, and peaceful prayer. Now that you have breathed deeper, stood steadier, and reconnected with yourself, I want to invite you into a gentle, warm prayer, a prayer with no pressure, no demands, no expectation of miracles. It is simply a moment where your heart leans into a peace greater than your own, a moment where you allow yourself to become small so that peace can become larger. If you can, close your eyes for a moment. If not, just let your mind quiet a little. Let this prayer touch you like a soft breeze. Lord, this morning I lift my heart to you with all sincerity. I do not come with demands. I do not come with fear. I come only with the desire to be more peaceful, more clear, and more gentle in every breath I live today. Please let my mind be as light as the morning light, so I may enter this new day with clarity and gratitude. Please give me the wisdom to see what matters and release what does not. There are moments when I hold too many things inside. There are moments when I let heavy thoughts pull me away from my own peace. Please help me choose wisely, pause when I need to, and return to myself. Please help me understand that I do not need to be strong all the time, but I can be calm at any time. Please make my heart softer, soft toward others, and soft toward myself. Please teach me to speak gently, to stay warm, even in difficult situations. Please keep my heart from closing because of worry, from hardening because of pressure, and let there always be a small bright place where I can breathe. Please give me the courage to face today. Not the courage to fight, but the courage to stand steady. To stand steady when work is overwhelming. To stand steady when emotions rise and fall. To stand steady when I am unsure of my direction. Please remind me that standing steady does not mean being perfect. Standing steady simply means not abandoning myself. Please cover me with your peace. A peace that is not demanding, not loud, not heavy, but warm and real. A peace I can feel when I pause and breathe deeply. Please remind me that I am not alone on this journey. I am being supported, guided, and seen. Lord, I am grateful for this new day. I am grateful that I can still breathe. I am grateful that I am learning to live slower, deeper, and more fully. I offer you this whole day, every hour, every decision, every thought, and I ask you to walk with me. Amen. This morning, after you have moved through gentle breathing, inner awareness, and a warm prayer, I want to walk with you into something very real in the life of every adult, the invisible challenges we face each day. They are not loud, not dramatic, but they quietly affect your mind more than you realize. There are moments when you feel uneasy without knowing why. There are moments when a single small comment can shake your heart. There are moments when a passing thought can distract you for hours. These are invisible challenges. Others cannot see them, but you feel them clearly. Adult life is not always filled with big events. Most of the time, it is these small tremors, small worries, small pressures, but they pile up into a thin layer that sometimes makes it hard to breathe. And the important thing is, you do not have to fight them. You only need to learn how to stand steady before them. Standing steady does not mean pretending to be strong. Standing steady does not mean hiding your fears. Standing steady does not mean acting like you are fine. Standing steady simply means not letting passing emotions take over your whole day. Some of the fears inside you do not come from today. They come from old memories, unhealed experiences, things you endured long ago. Some negative thoughts are not the truth, only habits your mind has built over time. And some feelings of unease are simply signs that you are more tired than usual. When these things show up, you do not need to run. You only need to breathe and remind yourself, I am still here. I am still okay. I am still standing. Some battles are won in silence. Some fears are overcome with a single deep breath. Some days, you do not need to achieve anything big at all. Keeping your peace is already a great victory. And the beautiful thing is this. Inside you there is always a bright place that challenges cannot touch. That bright place is your patience, your kindness, your warm energy toward yourself, your quiet belief that you deserve peace. When you stand within that bright place, these invisible challenges lose much of their weight. This morning, if anything is making you feel unsteady, gently place your hand on your chest again and whisper, I am strong enough to stand through this. That simple sentence will bring you back to your center, where everything becomes clearer and lighter. And I want to invite you, as a small sign of your presence on this journey, to leave the word peace in the comments. Just one word. So I know you are here, listening, walking with yourself and with me this morning. I am truly grateful for that. Now that you are standing steadier, we will move to the next part where you learn how to return to yourself each time your mind feels overwhelmed. In the journey of growing up, everyone has days when the mind becomes more overwhelmed than usual. Not because you are weak, not because you are failing. It is simply that life sometimes piles up too quickly, emotions arrive too suddenly, and you no longer have enough space to handle everything at once. That is completely normal. And more importantly, it does not mean you are losing yourself. Overwhelm rarely shows up with big signs. It appears through small signals. You breathe more shallowly, you react more quickly, you blame yourself more easily, you become sensitive to things that are usually normal. Sometimes you sit still, but your mind runs wild with scenarios that have not happened. Sometimes a careless comment weighs on your heart for hours. Sometimes you feel like you are moving backward, even though you have tried so hard. But here is the truth. Overwhelm is not an ending point. It is simply a reminder that you need to return to your center. Just like a room becomes messy because it has been used too much, the mind also needs to be rearranged. You do not need to clean it all. Just tidy one small corner, and you will feel yourself breathe easier. The way back is not trying to be strong instantly. The way back is slowing down. Slow down one beat. Slow down one thought. Slow down one reaction. Place your hand on your chest and take 2 deep breaths, just as you did before. Breath is the smallest doorway that brings you back to yourself. It does not solve the problem, but it takes you out of silent panic. When you breathe deeply, you send your nervous system a message that you are safe. And when your body believes you are safe, your mind naturally becomes clearer. Another way to return is to name your emotion. Simply say in your mind, I am worried, I am tired, I am under pressure, or I am being pulled away. When you name it, you take back control. The emotion stops running everywhere. It has a place to stand. And when the emotion stands still, you can finally see what you need. Some days you will need 5 minutes of rest. Some days you will need 5 minutes of silence. Some days you will need a glass of water to shift your emotional rhythm. And some days you only need to whisper to yourself, I am doing the best I can. That sentence is not for giving up. It is for lifting yourself gently. Sometimes, kindness toward yourself is the strongest armor you have, not because it shields you from difficulty, but because it keeps you from hurting yourself when difficulty comes. If your mind is overwhelmed today, remember this. You do not need to be perfect to continue. You only need to return. And with one simple moment of returning, you have already taken a very big step. Every morning carries a very special moment, the moment you realize you are stepping into a new chapter of your day. After you have breathed deeper, stood steadier, named your emotions more clearly, and returned to your center. This is the time when you allow the day to become brighter in the way you choose. Morning is not where you try to control everything. Morning is where you plant the first seeds, so the rest of the day can follow gently after them. And now, after you have walked with me through this soft journey, I want to offer you a blessing of peace. Not loud, not sharp, not forceful, just a wish from someone who believes you deserve the gentleness you rarely give to yourself. I wish you a bright day, a day in which even challenging moments cannot break your inner balance, a day where you remain steady enough, not overworking, not pushing, simply standing in yourself, quietly and calmly, a day where everything you do carries a soft breath behind it, so you will not be swept away. A day where you feel your own worth a little more clearly, a worth that does not come from what you do but from who you are. I wish you enough softness to let go of what no longer serves you, enough steadiness to hold what matters, and enough clarity to know what belongs to today and what can be left for tomorrow. I wish that your heart no longer has to shrink when faced with worry, and that your mind no longer has to stand alone before heavy thoughts. I wish that every step you take today is accompanied by a gentle sense of ease. And more than anything, I wish you peace, true peace. Peace that does not depend on circumstances, peace that rises from within you, the kind of peace that remains untouched, even when the world around you shakes, because there is always one quiet space inside you that nothing can reach. Thank you for being here in this morning journey. Thank you for taking the time to care for your mind. Thank you for choosing to be gentle with yourself, even just a little, because that little bit already makes a difference. If these words have walked with you this morning, I would be happy to meet you again on future mornings, not because you need me, but because you deserve to be nourished consistently. And if this kind of content brings you peace, you can follow the channel so I can keep walking with you each morning, gently like a breath. I wish you a bright day, a light day, and a peaceful day. Today belongs to you. Live it the way you desire, a little slower, a little deeper, and a little kinder to yourself.